So I was poking around on the internet the other night and I saw this little ad that said, do you want to add 2 to 4 inches? And I'm thinking, yeah. Actually, I would. That would be perfect. Actually, you know, I feel like my follow-through just isn't long enough. I'd love to get 2 to 4 more inches out of that. Like, I feel like, you know, my arms aren't that long and my body kind of gets in the way, so I'd love to get 2 to 4 more inches out of that. I clicked the link. Turns out it was something else, unrelated. I saved that for later. But I started to think, how could I get more out of my stroke? And then I was like, slip stroke. So what's a slip stroke? This is how you do a slip stroke. So what is a slip stroke? I know it sounds a little dirty, but it's actually quite clever. So what you're actually doing is throwing the cue. Not like Earl Strickland mad because he missed a shot on the Mosconi Cup type of throwing the cue, but like as you're going through the cue ball, you're throwing your cue, so the weight of the cue is actually hitting the cue ball and not any muscle. The normal grip, the normal cradle grip, the conventional wisdom is you want to hold your cue like it's a baby bird or an adult bird, any kind of bird. So tight enough that the bird doesn't fly away, but light enough that you don't crush the bird. I've never actually held a bird. I own birds, but I don't actually hold the birds. So I'm guessing it's about like this, right? However, with a slip stroke, you want to hold it, to me, a little bit lighter, so that when you go through the cue ball and you follow through here, the cue leaves your hand and then you end up catching it back here on the grip, right? So you start kind of in the middle and you follow all the way through. So as you're reaching the little climax here, the crescendo of the stroke, you are throwing through the cue. Let me show you. Let me just give you a little example. So right here, holding the cue about in the center. And as I go through the shot, I end up catching it just a few inches back. And what it's doing is, again, the weight of the cue is going through the cue ball. I'm not muscling through it, so it's a little smoother. It's getting a nice little physics action there. But also, I'm following through, adding about 2 to 4 inches of follow through. Breaking news coming out of the internet right now. An angry mob of internet trolls in the comment section are up in arms at the possible misuse of the term slip stroke. We go to our reporter live on the scene. That's right, the comment sections on the internet right now are going crazy, talking about the difference between a slip stroke and a stroke slip, saying that this is an example of a stroke slip. They're all pointing to this video of Josh Roberts, saying this is what a slip stroke really is. Back to you in the studio. Well, the reality is the term is interchangeable and dependent on the region or country. More on this and why we can't have nice things tonight at 8. If you have a little problem with your stroke, if you don't feel like you're getting a lot out of your stroke, if you feel like you can't draw the ball enough, if you feel like your follow, you're just not getting a lot out of it, try a slip stroke. Try it. Give it a try. Tell me how you do. Write it down here in the comments, but only if it's positive. Don't put negative things in the comments, only positive things in the comments. Give it a try. Tell me what you think. Do you already use a slip stroke? Tell me why. You don't like a slip stroke? Keep it to yourself, all right?